Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Sports Weekly, your one-stop shop for all things sports. My name is Emmanuel Odufejo and I'm glad to be here again. I'm not alone. I have with me my guest in the studio, Mr. Joachim Idada.
Emmanuel, it's nice being with you again once again.
Good to always have you on the show. This is Sports Weekly from the stables of Asen TV, Africa Sports, Entertainment and News Television. The show is not just about us, it's also about you. So we'd like to hear from you, we'd like to get feedback from you. Social media handles will fly across your screen right now. Please join the conversation and let's know what you think. On the show today, exciting stories we'll be discussing from all around the world of sports, from the MPFL to badminton stories to the athletics championship happening in London, and a lot of different stories coming across from Africa. Let's start from the home front, Mr. Joachim. Just last week, there was the Star MPFL coaching clinic that happened, and I would just like to get your quick take about that. So basically, it was a coaching clinic for the MPFL coaches and technical crew, and then we had two world-class coaches coming from Arsenal in the English Premier League. It was a lot of exchange of ideas, expertise, and experience, and I don't know. It can only be a good thing for MPFL coaches.
Good one, commendable, or could make some little observation.
Yeah.
Remember some time back you talked about Emenalu.
Yeah, Michael Emenalu from Chelsea.
From Chelsea,
yes.
Getting, I think it's what, a FIFA badge?
Yes.
A better feature,
yes.
FIFA badge.
Yes. The highest FIFA badge,
FIFA
yes.
badge as a coach.
Yes.
Surprisingly, MPFL wants to organize a coaching.
You would have loved for Emenalu to be there.
MPFL wants to organize a coaching clinic.
Yes.
And Emenalu is not leading the dialogue. That does not sit down well.
All right, still on the local scene, we just witnessed match week 32 in the MPFL, and a couple of talking points. Of course, first there was the Oriental Derby that happened in Umaya Township Stadium between Abia Warriors and the hosted FC Ifeanyi. Of course, that one ended in a 0-0. It was really a tension-soaked Oriental Derby. And then there was also the little matter of the title contenders, MFM, who, by the way, Joachim wants them to win the league. Yeah, but we'll see how that pans out. Okay, but really, MFM got the only away win in this last week's couple of matches. After defeating relegation-bound Remo Stars 1-0. At Shagamu. Moving on, so basically on the log table, Plateau United are still leading the league. The log table with 58 points. They defeated Shooting Stars 2-0 this past week. MFM FC are second on the log with 55 points. So basically 3 points separating the first and second teams. The league is still very, very open. Aqua United are third with 51 points. They lost away to El Kanemi Warriors 1-0. And Aimba International are 50. They have 50 points. They are fourth on the table. They defeated Kano Pillars 1-0. On the flip side of the table, you have on the bottom side, 17th position goes to Shooting Stars with 14 points. 18th position is ABS with 40 points. 19th position is Gombe United on 37 points. They drew 0-0 with Lobby Stars, and then one of the assistant referees got a
punch.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a punch or a knock or a missile was thrown at him, but he had a big bandage on his head because they drew. This thing still happen, and then
our fans need to be educated.
Definitely relegation bound Remo Stars, who are 20th on the log with 29 points. One interesting thing that happened just this past week is also, talking about all of these things, it looks like it doesn't look like right now the league isn't being shown on live TV. And also we have all of the issues with
That's a
officiating,
downside. That's a
officiating
downside,
and all
a
of
very,
that. But
very serious
then
downside.
something interesting that happened is that NPFL match officials right now, at least 4 of them, I think, are being suspended right now by the a joint action from the LMC and also the NFF. Does this show that at least as far as leadership is concerned, they are trying to do the right thing?
Before we discuss that issue,
yes,
you made mention of, unfortunately, that our league is not shown on television.
Yep.
It's unfortunate that we Nigerians do not know what is right,
okay,
in any particular circumstance. We have NTA. It's called Nigeria Television Authority. As far as I'm concerned, that should be what I call the default broadcast station for any sport, or all sports. NTA is the failure of NTA to provide leadership when it comes to sports broadcasting. That is why I and you cannot. NTA might not have been able to go to all the league matches in question. But the question is, NTA, by rule,
should be at the forefront.
Should at least some of those matches should be covered by the NTA.
Okay. So moving on, also still in football on the home scene, CHAN qualifiers is approaching, and I can tell you that Nigeria versus Benin Republic is going to come up this month. The first match would be away in Benin Republic, August 13th, while the second match, the rematch, would be a home match here in Nigeria, August 26th, being a Saturday. We're going to go on a short break right now. Please stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everyone. This is Sports Weekly, your one-stop shop for all things sports. My name is still Emmanuel Odufejo, and we've been discussing the beautiful game of football, but it's been a lot of not so good stories coming from different parts of the competition. But right now, we're moving to maybe a more interesting story. The Lagos State International Badminton Classics 2017 went down last week, and interesting talking points. Do you have the lowdown on the
yes,
international badminton? Yes.
It proves to us that we can organize international events. The downside for me, I always say, is why organize an international event when we have not done our groundwork right? What we are just witnessing is a situation where foreigners are coming into the country, winning all the championships, and taking all the loot back to their country. But at least our own people have the opportunity to compete with them, right? So the question I asked, prior to this, I was hoping that if there's a way we can even I could get to talk with the president of the Badminton Federation of Nigeria. Unfortunately, I was not able to do that. But the point I'm trying to say is that how many local badminton competitions take place? The Lagos Classic. So that we can use that to prepare ourselves for this. The Lagos Classic on Nigerian television.
All right, fantastic.
To get more eyeballs to the sport.
Fantastic. We really need to be doing a lot concerning our sports. Moving on from badminton to basketball, and it's not it's not good news coming out from basketball. FIBA has finally given ultimatum to the Nigeria Basketball Federation. They've given Nigeria up until November the 30th to sort out all of the leadership tussles within the basketball house or the basketball family in Nigeria. You do remember how earlier this year, in June, there was the elections into the sport federations, which in basketball we eventually had two factions, the Tijani Umar faction in Kano, and then the engineer Amadu Kida faction that had their elections the following day in Abuja. So right now there are two factions, and bear in mind that the AfroBasket is supposed to be coming up, I think, in September. And right now, the ladies, D Tigers, are preparing, for the AfroBasket Championship, but they might not even participate if FIBA eventually, brings down the hammer on the NBBF. We hope that the NBBF can sort out all of this, rancor and tussles, in-house, and really give room for these young people to showcase their talents, especially on the African and global stage. The London 2017 Senior Athletics Championship, it's already upon us. It will start on Thursday, and one of the first talking points coming from this championship is that Nigerian athletes right up till today still are not sure whether they'll be able to travel to London due to visa issues. This is, and you know that this happened maybe last month. Some of our athletes were supposed to go to US, for a competition, and they also weren't able to travel. It's repeating itself again.
It is not only, it happened when the street football team, led by Yomi Kuku, was supposed to travel, I think, to France or somewhere, and they couldn't get visa. It's happened quite a number of times, too often that I begin to worry. What is the Ministry of Sports doing? Because at this point, that is why I asked that question earlier. Shouldn't the Ministry of Sports be more involved in facilitating the sport?
Maybe these are some of the things that they should be trying to tidy up.
Because right now, what the Ministry of Sports should be doing is liaising with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and through that relationship, they should be able to engage the various embassies in Nigeria to make a clear case that if a team, not just any team, if a Nigerian team, a team that comprises not just that have been put together by the Ministry of Sports and the Federation, is going for any event in any country, that visa should be assured. But there's also a problem in that argument again, because I've experienced it. We have witnessed a situation where visas application to go for a lot of sporting events are padded. They put non-athletes as a result of rackets into the list, so that those people can have an easy gateway to, we want to, is it to immigrate or to abscond or to what? To leave the country. So that is why you have a situation. I remember there was once, I think it was during the Commonwealth game that took place in, it was in the United Kingdom, Manchester. I think it was in Manchester, the Commonwealth game, that they said that the team from Nigeria that wanted to participate in golf, some of the players absconded. I'm not too sure about it, but I know that there was some funny thing like that happened. So you now have a situation now is, the Ministry of Sports should begin to think, some of the reasons, are you sure these are not some of the reasons why the embassies are refusing? Commission. Because let me give you a quick example. If you have not done qualifiers from beginning, done a lot of qualifiers, a lot of projects, if you have not built a momentum from over a year, such that even the embassies, from newspaper reports, from TV reports, from social media, will begin to see that these are the things that have been going on prior to the application for the visa. Now we have gotten the team from all this qualification process.
It'll be easy.
It is easier. But you just come from nowhere and you just bring 6 people or 10 people or 20 people, or you bring a team of 400 people are going for that kind of event, and meanwhile only 3 people or 4 people are actually going to contest or compete in that event. All the rest want to. You get embassies
it brings,
and I think these are some of the challenges.
Questions. All right, so basically what we're having now is that the International Association of Athletics Federation, they are being troubled, by the delay from the British High Commission, in issuing entry visas to athletes and officials of Team Nigeria for the London 2017 Senior Athletics Championship, which will start from August the 4th to the 13th. So we hope that the IAAF and also the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, can be able to sort this out. It has to be done today, tomorrow, for these young lads to be able to participate. All right, as we begin to wrap up the show, I still have a question for you still on this same matter. Do you think that right now, representing Nigeria in competitions, in any of the sporting events, do you think it's still very attractive? Because if we continue to have, issues of visa delays or outright denials, if we continue to have all of this, match bonuses not paid, win bonuses, travel allowance is a problem. If we continue to have all of those things, do you think that some of these athletes and sportsmen and women would rather hope to, represent other countries? Do you think representing Nigeria is still very attractive, in the sports industry?
For me, my answer is this: there are 170 million Nigerians.
Well, I heard that we're about 190 now. So.
Right, okay. 190 million Nigerians.
Yeah.
And of 190 million people, they picked you.
Yeah.
And gave you the green, white, green jersey.
Yeah.
Or attire.
Yeah.
To adore yourself.
Yeah.
And you stand as an ambassador of this country.
Yeah.
On any platform.
Yeah.
You should feel honored. That is the first reward. We sit here on a daily basis, weekly basis, we're talking sports. But what color are you wearing? Your jacket. What am I wearing? A jacket.
Okay.
Not the green, white, green. I feel a Nigerian should realize that the greatest honor that you can ever seek is the honor to represent your people.
So you're saying it's still very attractive?
For me, I think it's attractive. I wish I was much younger.
So what sports would you like to represent?
Obviously, I would choose either darts, chess, or pool, or snooker, unfortunately, or bowling. Unfortunately, all of these sports, we call them what?
Are not very popular in this part of the world. All right, as we begin to round off the show, let's also inform you that IAAF have also suspended Frankie Fredericks. You would remember him. He in the 1990s, he was very popular for Namibia. Held several records and did very well for himself and for Namibia. Right now, he's holding positions in the National Olympic Committee and all of that. But he has been suspended, pending an investigation into corruption charges. Was said that he got some money from the former IAAF president. He said it was for consultancy services that he had done, but some people said no, that money came from all of the hosting rights that for the 2024 Olympics and all of that. So Frankie Fredericks he has stepped down from his several positions in sports, and he's being investigated right now for corruption charges. And lastly, still on athletics, let's tell you that David Rudisha is set to miss this London Athletics Championship due to a quad muscle strain. We hope to see him come back. You remember that he is a world record holder in the 800 meters, which is set in 2012, 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 91 seconds. We wish David Rudisha well, and we hope to see him back. Any parting words?
Yes, and we continue to say here, as we talk about Rudisha, don't forget to tell our dear
Carly
Keme, we here are praying for you, praying for your family. We hope you get through your trying period soon.
Come back stronger.
Come back stronger either to football. If you can't come back stronger to football, come back stronger.
There are other sports that he can still.
There are lots of other sports.
Yeah.
Come over. I know you are in England. Somehow expose yourself to some British darts. Get competent.
Exactly.
We want darts to come to Nigeria. Maybe you could help us in that area, but surely. And to all of you who watch us, who watch our video from time to time, we want to tell you thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. This has been Sports Weekly, your one-stop shop from all things sports. My name is Emmanuel Odufejo, and this has been ASEN TV broadcast. Thank you. Until we come your way next week, have a great week.